Guys, what's going on? Looks like we're live. Hope everyone is doing good today. It's been almost 200 days since I had the FUT procedure, and month 6 to 7 is good. Like I said before, I think we're in the clear, and everything from like month 5.5 ish or so is just extra because the outline is there. Now we're just working on the thickness. I don't want to make the video too long this time because I know last month was like 18, 19 minutes, like the longest ever. But let me start off by giving you guys a quick look at my hair. I got my phone here, my Pixel 2, and I got the flashlight on so that way I'll give us even more lighting because I know lighting is basically the most important thing. So I got light from top and bottom, and so you guys, I'll give you guys a close look at my hair. I know the camera and stuff's not the best, but you can get some detail there and kind of see. Actually, maybe if I just hold the light up too, that would be even better. Yeah, see that's a good light. And you can really see everything in the weak points in my hair. But there you go. So that's what it's looking like right now. Currently, let me turn this flashlight off. Kind of annoying. All right, so let me jump into the photos, and then I'll just kind of tell you guys how I've been feeling about my hair and the transplant this month. But this is from last month, the 2nd of September. I haven't. Oh! I almost made the same mistake of not sharing the screen. Never again. Never again. Okay, here we go. All right, want to know. So this is September 2nd, last month, and I haven't been. See, there it was a 2 month gap. And I know I'm getting content because I'm not doing it with the same enthusiasm like I have been in weeks or months past. So I will say, definitely another thing I should have said from the get go is thank you guys for like your comments and your feedback because it actually does help me to like make this video today, for example, for sure had an impact because now that I'm getting content or happier and happier with the results, I have less motivation to post these kinds of things. So I really appreciate you guys commenting and such. But okay, that was a 2 week gap, 16th, and this was yesterday. Okay, that's some good lighting there. You can see it's pretty long. It's pretty long. There's some gaps. That's the same gap problem I've had or problem area I've had since the beginning. And I took a few more. Yeah. So this past month, I every 2 weeks I took one instead of every week like normal. I did another one here from the side, so you can get a better look at that weak area of mine right there, the temple area. But again, we're at like day 196, so there's still time for it. Just I won't like give it any conclusive decision until closer to a year. 10, 11 months I think is a good time frame to start thinking about maybe it won't get any better or things like that. But I mean, like I said, I'm already pretty happy. So this is the other side, which for me I'm satisfied with. I think the thickness will continue. And yeah, you can see the difference between like my normal hair and then the implanted hair, because here you see some brown, which is like my skin, whereas here it's just all black, which that was the pre-transplant. That was no problem there. But honestly, I'll get back to the camera once I start talking again. What is that? Are those all the photos I had? Okay, so these are the basically this top row here are the new photos from this past month. And you can see over the past couple of months, the progress has really like, made big strides because just like a couple months before or a few weeks before this past month, like these photos here, yeah, that's a big improvement. We're way ahead of where we were here. I mean, in 2, 3 months ago, that's just like a different head of hair. But yeah, even just a couple months ago, this compared to this or compared to this, it's a big difference. Okay, so other quick one I'll show you guys is the scar. The scar. Here we are. Here we are. So these are the new ones for this month. That's from back side. Yeah, you can see it. if you look for it, I think you can see it. If someone showed you this photo and you weren't discussing hair transplants or scars, you'd be hard pressed to really for it to jump out at you. Same thing here, not exactly the same thing because this is a better angle to highlight the weakness, a weak point of the scar. You can see there's definitely some missing hair there, a gap there, something happened there. But it's not that bad really. I mean, it's really not that bad. It's okay. It's doable. Okay, now here's more like a real life-like photo. So when I took this one, it's at a decent distance. Like when people are talking to you, they're not gonna be like right up in your face like I was with the camera right before that. They'll be at a distance, and the lighting will be something more like this. So here, my hair has grown. This was just today, like a few minutes ago, to the point where it has easily covered up the scarring now. So I think now it's hard to see it at all. I mean, I know I'm not seeing anything there. I'm not seeing anything. Here, oh man, I would say no. I would say no. There's a dot there, which is probably the weakest. But again, that's going to take a really trained eye to see. And only I know that because I know where that spot is. So I don't think the scar the scar itself, actually, I don't think has made much improvement. It's just my hair has gotten longer, and naturally, when the hair's longer, it's gonna cover stuff up. It's gonna be harder to see. Now, lastly, I almost thought about not taking these, but for the sake of consistency, I wanted to go ahead and do it anyway, just because I don't think I'm getting much value out of these microscope photos at this point anymore. And I didn't even upload them. But that doesn't actually matter because I can just show you guys on we're here on my desktop anyway. Um, Actually, I'm not sure if I shared. You are screen sharing. 1 second. All right, and you know what? I'm gonna have to do another screen share. Oh, I'm sharing my entire screen. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if my file screen would show up, but we're here now. So let me go to my pictures. You guys should be able to see this. All right. So here, this is the front right. I really hope we can scroll. Yeah, this stupid viewer is not going to let me. Okay. Anyways, take a look at that. You can see the skin a little bit more than the last time. What I did in these photos differently from the ones before is that I'll just flip through like this. Oh yeah, much better. Is that I put the microscope camera underneath my hair. Last time I just put it directly on top of all of the hair. So the hair was just blocking it. But this time I dug under the hair a little bit to get a better photos. Here, this hair is not that thick. It's pretty thin, so you could maybe think this one still has some regrowing to be done compared to, like, say, this hair here, which looks like, much thicker and stockier. Here again, you just see more skin. Again, this is just the hair so long. You got hair from all over entering into this photo, even though the hairs don't originate in that surface area of the photo. More thickness, okay. This one is really close. This one looks different than the other photos. Not sure why, but that's a nice 3 hair graft. This one looking all right. Yeah, that one looks good. Looks fine. Pretty zoomed in there. Okay. Anyways, like I said, I don't think those microscope photos are of the most help at this point. I don't think they're giving as much value as they were before. Mainly because my hair's gotten longer. So other thing I thought of to do now is actually I showed you guys my hair. You got a close look at it. One thing I've been doing is putting water. So I'll show you guys how my hair kind of changes once I add water, and it helps me to shape my hair. One Okay, actually, some a couple of problems I've had is like I get bedhead now. So when your hair's short, you don't have to worry about that. But you may have seen in one of the photos, looks like a rooster in the back, and that's kind of like a hair issue. So it's funny because before I had like no hair. That was the biggest hair problem ever, having no hair. And then now it's almost like a luxury to have some problems like that because yeah, that only happens when your hair is like a certain length. And there's another the other thing I thought of was to that I'm still not putting hair product. I want to wait that off until I think the growth has been like fully, backed, fully come back, or fully finished. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'll wait until like I don't know, the 11th month mark or something, because I just think it will make my hair look thinner. But here you can see how the water changes the consistency of my hair. It is cool because I can like move it around and stuff. And at this length, it is easier to shape, and it's cool because actually, like, oh man, I don't want to add too much water, but I can actually wear my hair like down. I'm always pushing it to the right, so it's like kind of semi stuck like that. But I can wear it like down if I wanted to. It's easy to kind of put it up in the front at least. So like I only like stroked my hair twice, and it's kind of staying up like that. And I always kind of push it to the right. The other thing is this comb. So I'll show you guys just so you can get a really like full examination of my hair, even with the comb. Okay, so that lighting right there looks fine. Mm, all right, there you can see it. So I do use this comb just to play with my hair a bit sometimes, but typically, I prefer to just kind of style it with my hands. Here on the side, my hair has gotten long enough so that it falls down. I have super straight, thick hair, so it kind of just grows straight out until it reaches a certain like length, and then it finally falls down. So I'm kind of barely getting to that point, thankfully. I might try to do like a fade or something, because now I'm actually at the point where I'm thinking of how to style my hair, because it's gotten it's progressed that much to that point. I hate this part here. I'm really gonna cut this off. I almost have to. Some people, I used to get a fade like from the top. It would just fade straight to the skin. I've seen a lot of people, Asian guys, they get like the fade starting like somewhere in the middle or even a little bit on the lower end, and then it goes into the skin. So that's an interesting one, not doing the fade from the top, doing it like somewhere in the middle. And I would do that because keep in mind, I have this scar. So if I basically did it like the normal fade from the top, it would expose the scar. It's going to be better for me to do it like at the halfway mark, chop off all this hair here that I can't stand, and still, that's the scar in the back is in the middle, so I'll still be able to do the fade under the scar or even right on the line of the scar, just to mask it or to disguise it so it doesn't, detract from the actual hairstyle. But other than that, guys, I'm feeling great about my hair this month. Actually, I probably haven't thought about it as much just because I'm at that point where I'm pretty satisfied with it. I definitely hope and wish it continues to get better, but I have been focused on other things. Some of you guys have asked me some questions about like how many grafts I got and did it hurt and stuff. Definitely take a look back at some of the other videos. I've basically like micro vlog documented this as closely as I comfortably can. So there's loads of videos in there from the pre-op day to like immediately after, next day. All these steps involved, price, all kinds of stuff. There's 20 videos in there at least, during like the first month and stuff. So just definitely take a look back. Go ahead and do that. You guys have any questions, let me know. It's been almost day 200. I mean, my hair, I almost feel like back to normal. The thickness is the only thing that's missing, or the density. But I think, that's still like a work in progress. I've taken my medicine every day, haven't missed a single day. And I haven't felt any side effects either, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just like turning sides to give you guys just a look at the hair and how it's looking. But yeah, as I've said before, I'm pretty happy with it. Like looking at me in the camera now versus before when it was just like my hair had to be kept super short because this whole area, basically from my ear going straight up, there was no hair there on the top middle or even starting from this side right here, right around here. So yeah, it's such a different look compared to like the head and then some shine and no hair compared to what it is now. So major progress. And one other last thing that I will comment on is that I'm not actually trying to hide the fact that I've had a hair transplant or anything, but now I thought about cutting my hair, but the thought of exposing it again is just like, do I really want to do that? Is that necessary? And now, I'm taking classes and stuff, and I don't know, it would be weird. Like I don't want people asking me like, "Hey, what's that scar on your head?" I don't actually care of them knowing. It's just having to I don't know, be bothered maybe isn't the best word, but be bothered with answering that question and stuff. Surely I know a lot of other questions, follow-up questions will ensue. It's not like you just say, "Oh, hey, I had a brain transplant. Oh, hey, I had a hair transplant," and they stop asking questions at that. That's like an intriguing kind of thing, and they'll want to know more. But anyways, I'm kind of thinking to grow it out and style it in a way to kind of cover or mask the scar, so I don't have to worry about leaving that open and over there. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Let's leave it at that. Like I said, super excited. Hope everyone out there, if you're considering this, because you're probably watching this video, if you're seriously considering a hair transplant, I never think twice about all the money that I spent. That's some of the best money I've spent, seriously. I can't tell you how much better I feel. I've said it in videos, but I would just love to say it again to reiterate. If you have the resources, if you have the time, if you have the opportunity, at least consider it. I'm gonna have to make another video. A thought just popped into my head because it bothers me when people say it makes no difference. That's so far from the truth. It's like there are like common misconceptions that go around and they just get peddled so much that people start to kind of believe them. One is like, being a nice guy. Everyone talks about that. Whether you think it's good or bad or not, probably doesn't work. So it's the same thing when people say, "Oh, the hair doesn't matter." I've heard so many people say that it doesn't matter. This is a superficial topic. So, actually though, if you're like I said, if you're watching this video, you're probably on our side of the fence anyway. I just think, you'll be better for it. You'll look better. Your confidence is gonna double easily. It's gonna go way up, seriously. Mainly this pertains to, like interactions with, girls and other people. I don't think your confidence, takes that much of a dip when you're, at work and stuff, but just for your personal life and for you to feel good about yourself and for that to be reflected in other things that you do and the way you carry yourself and definitely your day-to-day mood is important, I think. Anyways, like I said, we'll make a separate video on that. Guys, take care. Saul signing out. Let's talk soon. Hope everyone is doing fantastic.